Hello everyone, I'm RecB5,
And I am Sandman99.
and welcome back to Diablo PC Warrior Solo Playthrough.
Yeah. So far, things have gone rather smoothly for you.
Yeah, and I still haven't restarted my game yet.
Nope. So you still have that massive block bonus thing going on?
That's right, I still got the massive block bonus thing
You need to
going
get
on.
rid of some of that stuff.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm gonna get rid of some of this stuff, and I'll tell you how I'm gonna do it. I bought this helmet.
Uh-huh.
Alright, because Griswold had this helmet for sale, and it's like Valiant Helm of the Moon, plus 70% armor. That's like really good armor. It boosts my armor by like 13.
Yeah.
Alright, and then it's also plus 4 to all attributes. Then I have this sword, my magic sword
Oh,
of reading things.
Your magic sword of reading things.
That's right. And then I also have this shield.
Your magic shield of reading things.
That's right, and so we're going to read that Book of Mana Shield, even though it's totally useless spell to us. We're going to read that Book of Firewall.
Yeah. So what's the other book now?
Stone Curse. We can't read that one yet.
Okay, so you might as well store that one for the time being.
That's right.
Yeah.
And we'll do this. And we're almost at the point where we're gonna outgrow this shield soon anyways.
Oh.
But we'll keep using it for now, until we do outgrow it. Because it's not like an endgame shield or anything, it doesn't really matter.
No. It's just better than what you had before.
That's right, and then I don't really need my magic reading sword. I mostly just picked up all that crap so that in case the game crashed while I was away, I wouldn't lose all my crap. So I'm ready to go. Oh look, another Scroll Town portal.
Yeah, well, there. Now you've got a way to go back to town again. And so now, where are we? You're heading for level 7?
Level 9.
Level 9? Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess that must say level 8 there then. The print is pretty small from this point. So, just on a new front here, I guess tracking my shipment of my video card.
Oh, yep.
It looks like it will arrive sometime within the next couple of days.
Nice.
So then this will become a once weekly feature, I guess.
Yep.
Instead of every day.
That it will.
And then we will have something going on every single day of the week. Right? We'll have actually 7 different series of various things going on at once.
That's right, yep.
Yeah.
Although once we get through normal difficulty here, I might put this on a slight hiatus until we finish our other normal difficulty.
Yeah. Well, that shouldn't be too long anyway at the rate that we've been tearing through there. Just to give you an idea how quickly you grow, each one of those guys is probably tougher than the butcher was, right?
Yep. We'll know exactly how tough they are, but yeah, I think they are all tougher than the butcher.
Yeah, so...
They just don't have his persistent attack type.
Yeah.
They have a more relaxed attack type.
Wow, that was a very full chest.
Yeah, with this Scroll of Guardian even, but I can't cast that. Oh no, we have spitters. We might have a spitter boss on this level.
Uh-oh.
I think the spitter boss on this level is really bad. Well, I guess we'll press on. We'll just see how it goes.
But at least now you can specialize in bladed weapons, hey?
That's right, because we're never going to encounter undead again. Unlike the PlayStation version, where you will encounter undead again.
There's none, those knight guys that you encounter on the last couple levels are not considered to be undead?
Nope, they're considered to be demons, actually.
Oh.
That's something that's different from Diablo 1 versus Diablo 2, actually, because in Diablo 2, they're considered to be undead.
Yeah.
Again.
Well, that does kind of make sense, really.
Why, because they're supposed to be King Leoric's knights?
I don't know. Are they?
Yes, technically.
Oh, didn't know that.
Yeah, in the single-player game, you'll actually encounter a guy named Loch Donnan, who was one of King Leoric's knights. I think.
Okay, yeah, I seem to remember that, yeah.
Yeah, and you get his helmet as a reward for helping him die. This is actually a really good spot, too, because spit can never land underneath our feet if we stand at this angle.
Oh, okay.
Due to a quirk. Oh, that's just a broadsword. That's another scroll of Guardian. Totally can't move forward to block the rest of that door because that fucking horned demon there is too tall.
Oh.
So every time I mouse over to the door, I just target the horned demon instead.
Oh, well, that's okay. It looks to me like they couldn't come through the door more than one at a time anyway. Oh, you got lava rivers now.
Yep. We got lava rivers. Totally not going to pick up whatever dropped back there, if something dropped back there. I thought something did. Oh no, maybe it was underneath that. See, there's no transparency on the walls here.
That's because they're thicker.
Yep. Actually, there's a whole bunch of bugs relating to the cave tile set here, where certain things don't render properly. We might even be lucky enough to see a couple of the graphical glitches that can occur here.
Is that a set of stairs there?
Yep, that goes up to town.
Oh, okay.
I already went up that set of stairs once.
Oh, did you?
Yep. Just right quick at the beginning of the episode there.
Oh, I didn't even notice. You sure you did that on camera?
Yep.
Oh.
I'm quick, man. You gotta keep up.
I guess I was still getting myself settled here or something.
Yeah, probably.
Wasn't paying attention.
Yeah, it comes out right by Wirt.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Which I don't think people have seen Wirt yet in this playthrough, but you'll see him probably on Nightmare or Hell or something. I don't know. It's not worth checking right now.
I don't know if I can remember right. The amount that, well, the amount that any stuff that you could buy, you're gonna die right away.
No, I need to step to the side and pick up that gold so that I can step to the side.
Anyway, I was saying, if I remember right, nothing that I ever saw that Wirt had for sale was actually ever really worth the money that you had to spend for it, because then 15 minutes later you'd find something just as good or better for nothing in the dungeon, right?
Well, not only, like, it's kind of like this. I think he sells items that are much higher level than you generally if you're lucky, but the problem is that the range of effects that he can generate on items is so ridiculously wide that there's very few useful items that he can generate. And he also charges something like 150% of the price for the item. So, he charges out the ass. And actually, it's possible for him to sell items that you can't even buy, I think.
Yeah.
So, because you physically can't carry enough gold for that. Okay, we'll kill this guy first, because he's easier to kill.
Did you actually block the explosion there?
Yep.
I heard the block noise.
I did.
Huh. Wow.
Yeah, acid. They're all offense and no defense, those poison spitters, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it looks like it doesn't take much to kill one.
It's a potion of mana. But they're dangerous in large groups. They're not intelligent, they can't open doors or anything like that.
Yeah.
And these guys don't really have a great chance to hit. But they have a shitload of hit points. Is there anything back there? No? There's nothing back there.
Oh, it's just a door that goes nowhere?
It's just a door that goes nowhere. You know, any one of these chests could insta-kill me, eh? Because of that fire arrow bug?
Well, so long as it doesn't come out of the wall right next to you, though, then you've still got a chance to dodge it, right?
Unfortunately, once you get into the caves, they come out of the chest.
Oh.
Yeah, so they come out of the chest in both the caves and hell.
Oh, I see.
I think there might be a few... They introduced that concept in the catacombs too, although it's rare. But, yeah. Traps are just really nasty. I think once we kill like 40 of those guys, we'll be able to see how many hit points they have.
Wow.
I blocked it, but it still knocked me back.
Yeah.
And I think your armor takes damage every time you suffer a knockback animation.
Oh.
Just for your knowledge there.
Oh, here comes some more.
Yeah, it's mostly getting shot that hurts.
Yep.
The getting attacked, they can't really hurt me too bad. Okay, what we're gonna do is we're gonna drink a potion here because that charge attack does extra damage and has extra chance to hit. And we don't want to get hit by that. So we're gonna just preemptively be cautious here since we found that free potion on the floor.
Well, look at that.
Yeah, that'd be a boss.
Yeah, but it looks like you've got a defensible point there, right?
Yeah, I'm just gonna stand here and whack them.
They can only approach one at a time, and then,
Just kind of a happy little accident.
yeah.
160 hit points, so they're not quite as tough as the Butcher. But these guys are probably as tough as the Butcher because they're a boss pack, so they have like double health.
I see.
This guy's a bit tougher though because he's a boss. Well, I hit my shield a couple times.
Yeah. Well, also I noticed that you miss him sometimes too, eh?
Yep. Yeah, chance to hit is really the bane of the warrior, man. You've got to get your chance to hit up. And even though I've maxed out my dexterity, my chance to hit is only 80.
Ugh. So you need some kind of weapon that promotes to hit chance now.
That's right. In fact, I need to get as much chance to hit as possible. I'm going to end up in a situation eventually with my strength rating where I actually do enough damage that it doesn't really matter what kind of weapon I'm using, but it's going to matter a lot more of the chance to hit. So I could find like a short sword with plus 60% chance to hit on it, and that would be great. It would be better than this weapon in the long run.
Yeah. Speaking of chance to hit, I know I tend to talk a lot about Fallout 4, but, you know, I'm a big fan of that game.
Yep.
But I'm playing now the Xbox version, which has about 40 mods. I think that's just about all the room I've got. And I'm not sure whether this was added by a mod or whether it was added by their update, but the head raider in Concord, when you go to the Museum of Freedom and rescue Preston Garvey and company.
Yep.
Well, normally he's just another raider, right? And what happened here is he not only was he legendary raider, but he was dressed in power armor. And you know how the Deathclaw pops out of the underground kind of sewer system there?
Yep.
And usually kills off any remaining raiders and that kind of thing, and then you have to kill the Deathclaw. Well, the Gristle and company killed the Deathclaw because Gristle was in that you know, like basically raider power armor.
Yep,
right?
yep.
And then I went to shoot him, and I have this hunting rifle, right?
Yep.
That is a pretty good weapon, right? And when I shot Gristle with this weapon, even from ambush, so I got damage multipliers, I could not actually see a difference in his health bar. And so basically I would plink away at him with this this rifle, because I had lots of ammunition for it. And I was on the rooftops so that he couldn't, like, you know, mess me up in person too badly.
Yeah, yeah.
But every time he'd get down toward the bottom of his health bar, well, the first time around, because he's legendary, well, then he gets a second health bar, right?
Yep.
And then after that, well, I found out later he was carrying 14 stim packs. So every time I'd get him whittled down to like 25% health, which took a really long time,
He'd take a stim pack.
He'd take a stim pack. And I finally figured out the only way to defeat him, and mind you, I'm wearing the power armor that that you find, right?
Yep.
Which is decent protection. But I had about 14 doses of jet. And what I had to do was I had to sneak up so that I was close enough to him that I could run up right to him at melee range and then continuously take jet and hit him, just spray him with the minigun at melee range while circling him so that he couldn't turn to shoot me. Right?
Jeez.
And when you're on, when you slow time with jet, you can actually circle an opponent faster than they can turn to face you.
Yep.
But basically, I had to get rid of all the other little raider cronies first so that they wouldn't, shoot me full of holes while I was doing this. And even then, I went through, because I'm running a weapon mod, right, that expands weapons.
Yep.
Well, I had something like 2,500 rounds of 5mm armor-piercing ammunition.
Yep.
And I had to reload that minigun like 3 times. It took me almost 2,000 rounds of ammunition to kill him.
That's ridiculous.
Doing this.
That's so overpowered.
Yeah.
That must have been from some other mod or something.
I don't know. Like I said, I'm not really familiar enough with the update. I know what for sure you can see a big difference. They fixed up textures and made the game look better, which is nice. But unfortunately, they didn't take some of the dumb stuff out of the game that doesn't, that you don't belong,
like sleeping bag stuff,
like sleeping bag limitations and that kind of thing. But they also didn't really, add any, I think it would have been nice if they would have added some allowable space. I mean, I have an 8 terabyte drive in my Xbox, right?
And you'd rather use all 8 terabytes for your Fallout.
And I'm only allowed to use 2 gigs for mods? Like, come on.
Yep.
What's a terabyte? 1,000 gigs or something? Yeah. So I'm not even allowed to use more than the tiniest fraction of 1% of my drive. I think it's like 0.2%
yep.
of the space on my drive for one game, right? That sucks. That was one of the big reasons why I quit, the
console modding
thing to begin with, right? It's like they set it up because so that they don't want you to play with mods, right? They just want you to play the vanilla game, which kind of sucks, actually, after you've played it with mods. Well, at least all those guys can't charge you there.
They can actually charge across the river in,
I
in the
see.
PC version.
There must be a gap there that they're going across there, right?
Well, not only that, but they can actually charge across the river in the PC version.
Oh, okay.
That's why I was so, that's another difference between the PC version and the PlayStation version.
Wow, look at them all. If you could gain that gap in the lava there, you could corner all of them in there, right?
Yeah, but instead I'm just going to stand here because this is a good defensible position.
Yeah.
I don't think there's a boss among them either. There's just a lot of them.
Yeah. But the funny thing is that after you manage to kill Gristle with the minigun...
Yep.
Well, then, you go to the Corvega factory afterwards, and you'd expect that the big boss of the Raiders would be even tougher, but he's not.
No?
No. I shot him a couple of times with my hunting rifle, and that was the end of him.
Wow, go figure.
Well, because he wasn't wearing power armor, for one thing, but...
Yep. Choke Point Simulator 2024, right?
Yeah. Well, that's what I said. It looked like there was like a whole bunch of them trapped behind that lava flow, and only that one little gap for them to come through, right?
Staff of Elemental, that might sell. It's a high-level spell.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like a fireball, only worse. Despite the fact that it's a higher level spell than a fireball.
What do you mean worse? You mean better?
No, I mean worse.
Oh. You mean it's not a good spell?
Yeah, well, I mean, like, it's not a bad spell, but it's just less useful, because Fireball is, bugged.
Oh.
So Fireball is... Well, maybe, I don't know if you'd say it's bugged. If you hit something with a Fireball, they take full Fireball damage from the Fireball, and then they take full, Fireball damage from the splash area radius.
Yeah.
Whereas I think with Elemental, you only either get hit by the blast or the splash area. And it costs way more mana to cast. The difference is it's like a homing fireball.
Oh, I see.
Or a semi-homing fireball. Have I even found the stairs down yet?
I don't know. Not that I noticed. Of course, there's been a lot going on here. Right? Like with, hordes and hordes of monsters to kill, so... Maybe it's,
okay, I
maybe
see.
it's
you
right.
See that little tiny gap there?
Yeah.
That's where it's gonna be.
Oh, okay. Why, have you covered all this level already?
Yep.
Wow.
Like, these melee-only levels, man, they're really not that bad. You know what? No, it takes too long to get back to town from there. You have to walk all the way across town. It's not worth it.
Oop.
No, it wasn't in this gap. There was a guy here, though.
Yep. You left one
Oh,
behind.
there it is. It's up there, and then so I gotta go top right here. 'Cause
Wow.
there's a little gap here, too. Little tiny areas, right?
And that one's just standing there watching.
Yeah, well, he's probably deciding whether or not to charge me or not.
Oh, he decided not.
But I'll kill him first, because he's easier to kill.
Yeah, it looks like that guy there absorbed quite a bit of punishment, hey?
Yep. Yeah, they're absolutely tanks, man. Yeah, I guess I just missed this area. Which has nothing in it.
There's nothing in it.
Okay, well, that's a full clear of this level. I guess we'll just go to the next level. That's just how it's gonna be.
But anyway, getting back to my
Fallout
Xbox
4
Fallout
rant?
4 rant. Actually, not all of it is bad. I'm not sure whether, because I did get the Settlers Expanded Dialogue mod as one of the things that I have.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not sure whether it's a result of that or whether it's because of the update, but I noticed that Codsworth has some extra lines that I've never heard before.
Okay.
Because when you ask him his thoughts, he tells jokes, right?
Yep.
And some of the jokes are real, cornball type things, right?
Yep.
So, when I ask him what he's thinking, he says, well, the past, the present, and the future walk into a bar. It was tense.
Oh, God. Now we have this Maul of Swiftness. It's not worth keeping, because I don't think fast attack does anything for a warrior.
Well, it would allow you to attack faster.
No, I don't think it does for a warrior because of a bug. You're just gonna find that most of the things in this game don't work because of a bug.
Oh.
That's what you're gonna find. Ooh, Blessed Crown. That's really nice. That would be like Armor 20. I might buy that. I might, because it's really cheap too.
Whoa, what can I do for you?
Okay, what does he have for sale in that slot now? An Axe of the Giants. That's totally not worth it. So we'll lose a little bit, but we get 5 more armor points. Now we're at 62. That's good.
Does that help you with your magic or something?
No, actually, it hurts me with my magic.
Oh.
But I had this Staff of Brilliance that makes me resist fire, I guess.
Oh.
And it's got, like, plus 14. So that's like the equivalent of that shield and that sword. There. But I'm gonna go sell the Staff of Elemental. And... yeah. So what I need to do is drop some of this gold.
And some of those scrolls that you can't use?
No, those are Stone Curse scrolls. We're gonna keep hanging on to those.
Oh.
For basically ever.
Because someday you'll be able to use them?
Yeah, someday I might want to use one.
Well, it looks like you'll have a whole bunch of healing potions to pick up anyway.
Yep. Hey man, I might need those. That might be my town trip.
Yeah.
Someday.
sense a soul
Okay.
in search of answers.
Scroll of Golem, I don't need that. Staff of Elemental, see? 2,000 gold right there. It's totally worth coming over here. I don't want to walk all the way over to Pepin. We'll just drink that. Now we're good.
How wasteful.
Yeah, well, you know, Pepin takes too long. He's like, not like standing right here.
Yeah, they should all stand like within
5 feet of that portal.
A few steps of where the town portal pops
That's
up,
right, that's right.
Yeah.
And then, just like in the, oh god, those guys are bad.
Yeah. Well, they throw fireballs.
They also attack super fast. And I have no fire resistance. But that actually prevented me from taking much damage there, oddly enough. Elixir of Strength. If I drink this, I get more strength.
Yeah, that's why they call it an elixir of strength.
That's right.
Yeah.
But no, I have no fire resistance, which means I'll actually block fire magic if it's thrown at me. If my dexterity is high enough.
Oh, I see.
So, yeah. But I'm not happy to see those guys. Those guys make this level harder than it needs to be.
Oh,
I'm not happy to see these guys.
Yeah, lightning guys too.
But I have lightning resistance.
Yeah.
That being said, he did just hit me with and bypass my chance to block, which is like naturally 100, so that should tell you that he's a higher level enemy, right? We're going to be struggling with these guys until we level up. It's just a thing. We're just going to have to gain a level. But at least we have that doorway. That's good to know.
Yep. You have a fort.
Yep.
Wow. Your health is going down fast.
Yeah, well, just because I have lightning resistance doesn't mean I have a lot. And actually, we're going to go back to town here for a quick sec. Want to be right in front of that doorway. What else do we have for resistances? That is ivory mail. It is. We're actually going to do this. We're going to do this.
Oh, so now you're going to go talk to Pepin.
Now we're going to go talk to Pepin. Yeah, because I'm in need. Okay, what do you have, Griswold?
Whoa, what can I do for you?
Topaz sword and amber mail. Those are looking like good options right about now, so maybe I should go pick up my gold.
Yeah. Why are those things give you lightning resistance?
Yeah. So I'm going to pick up all of this shit here. And then we'll pick up all those potions. But, yeah, that amber mail and that topaz sword. And then I could sell this ivory mail.
Whoa, what can I do for you?
Amber mail is kind of expensive. Topaz sword. The amber mail, give me the... Oh, we'll get the topaz sword first. So then I can sell my normal sword. Oh, look, a weapon upgrade. But, it would be kind of deficient because there's going to be some more animal-type enemies, and that would do half damage against them. Those lava maw-type guys are animal-type enemies. So, it is what it is. So if we equip this topaz sword, then our lightning resistance goes up to 27. Okay. Then we get that amber mail. That'd be 37, 43. It's not bad. Alright. Amber mail.
Well, it'd be a lot less damage.
Some junk.
Yeah, it would be a lot less damage than what you're taking.
Yep. So we'll get that amber mail. We might hang on to the ivory mail for a little while, just because if we get a full succubi level, it'll be a little more effective.
Oh, okay. The
And
amber mail
then-
gives you resist all or something?
That's right.
Oh,
The amber
okay.
mail gives me resist all.
What can I do for you?
And then what else can I do?
I thought I saw an amber sword in there.
Yeah, I bought the
things
amber sword already.
Oh.
I might get the shield of the eagle and then just use that to replace my current shield. I think my current shield is also AC 10, but it's got crap durability on it.
Whoa, what can I do for you?
So I think we're just going to get the shield of the eagle and then sell my current shield. And there we go. Just like that, we've blown all of that money that we saved up for the entire game.
Whoa, what
Yeah,
can I
but
do
you
for
can't take it with you, right?
Well, also, if I can make this go a little faster, then if I don't have to keep coming back to town over and over again, it'll be better.
Whoa, what can I do
And then I
for
can
you?
sell my old bastard sword, because my new bastard sword is better. We've got my ivory mail there, which I'll hang on to. And then I'll go and pick up all of those healing potions.
Aren't you just going to store it here?
The ivory mail? Yeah, I probably am. Because it won't be useful to me here. Also, now I have fire resistance. Wow, just like that, overnight.
Well, it looks like that was a good shopping trip.
It was a needed shopping trip. Now I've got, like, plus more hit points now, too. So we're good to go. And how many scrolls of town portal? I better go buy some. Just because. As soon as I get down there, I'm going to throw one down. Because I don't know how close that boss pack is to me when I ran away, right?
Well, it looked like you had a little space. Unless they're smart enough to navigate toward the town portal while you're in
Sense
town.
a soul in search of
Well, that's
answers.
okay, because I'll just buy a town portal scroll or two, and then I won't have to buy one if I don't need one. So now we're good. We're ready to fight, and we've got lots of potions. All the potions. Well, not quite all.
Yep, don't see anybody yet. There they all are.
Yep, they're definitely there.
Yep.
Yeah, I think by switching shields, I lose a point of damage on my damage output. But it doesn't really matter, because I hit hard enough right now anyways. There's gonna be like a whole slew of these guys. Like, this guy's got a whole pack with him.
You seem to be doing a little better now, though.
Oh yeah, well the magic resistance helps a whole boatload.
That's the boss there.
Yeah, but he's kind of retarded.
He found his way to you eventually.
Yeah, and he's a better combatant than his minions.
Yeah, well, that's usually why they're bosses, though, right?
And he's dropped a blade.
A blade. Drop the blade.
We might be starting to get to a point now where we can find some better magic effects on things, so that blade might not be all for naught. See, that equipment upgrade there just made us a little stiffer to kill.
Yep.
Of course, by the time I get down to hell, I won't have that option. Because you need some pretty specific equipment in order to survive down there. So I'll just have to tough it out.
Oh, look at this. Oh, those still hurt you quite a bit, though.
Actually, they hurt me more now because I have fire resistance now.
Oh.
So,
Who'd have thought that fire resistance would be bad?
well, it's because now I can't block their shit, right?
Wow.
But out of that boss pack, these guys are probably less lethal than that boss pack was.
Oh.
So I'll take it, right? But all of these guys have like the double attack animation now. They all have like multiple attacks. It's a big pain in the ass. There's some gold pieces there I haven't picked up yet.
Well, you've been a little busy.
See, now that we're on dungeon level 10, we're actually at a place where I have to drink potions for once.
Yep. Oh, he missed you. Missed you again. Missed you again.
Yo, he can't actually get me with those if I keep walking sideways.
You blocked that.
Did I?
Yep, you did.
Ah, maybe you can block those. I don't know. I'll drink that anyways. Okay, that's 2. We don't want to do 2. That's a claymore. Yeah, I just didn't want to fight 2 of them at once. Oh, look, there's another whole bunch of them.
You want to fight 35 of them at once?
No, not really. I think we'll just drag them back to that doorway.
Yeah.
See, the first level went super fast so that we could get to this point.
Uh-huh.
This is what the caves is all about. And those guys could have spawned, like, right in this room here, too. That would have made it even worse. Because then I'd have nowhere to go. I'd just have to drink potions and power my way through this on gold.
Well, that one got you a good one just before you killed them.
Yeah, well, you know. It's kind of hit or miss, right?
I don't know, something I liked about the concept of games that were similar to this that came afterward is that even if it was slow, you could eventually like regenerate your health if you didn't get into any trouble while you were doing it, right?
Yep. You know what I didn't like about games that came after this?
What?
Healing potions don't heal instantly.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's true. I can remember for the Dark Alliance games, yeah, healing potions were a overtime thing, right?
Yeah, and even in Diablo 2, healing potions are an overtime thing, and that always irritated the hell out of me. Alright, because to me, I actually view that as kind of like a... Because obviously these games were made with kind of like a D&D-esque environment in mind, right? And the old D&D games, when you drank your fucking potion,
yeah,
it worked.
Well, it gave you a variable amount, though, too. It wasn't a fixed amount, right?
Well, it's also a variable amount with these potions.
Is it? I thought it was a fixed amount.
Only with the full healing potions.
Oh.
These can heal, it's a percentage range based on character class.
Oh.
With the warrior benefiting the most.
Oh well. Once we get finished with our Diablo phase here, maybe we'll have to play Champions of Norath or something.
Yep, we could.
Because that was a fun game.
I also have significantly less experience with that game.
I used to play that one quite a bit, but it's been many years. Because I haven't, you know, until we actually started playing the first Diablo playthrough that we're doing here. Well, actually, I'm lying too. When we got into the golf thing too. Was the first time that I, you know, dusted off a PlayStation 2 in a long time, right?
Oh, yeah.
And I know I have a PS3 sitting there too, but it hasn't been turned on, I'll bet you, in, well over 10 years. I don't even know if it still works.
Probably. It's not like it was sitting in a damp old garage or something.
No. But still, though, I mean, you know, I'm not exactly impressed by the PS4 and newer lately.
Yeah.
But one thing that would impress me about them is if they made those backward compatible all the way to PS1 games again.
Yeah, well, the big thing is what they expected people to do instead was they tried to copy the Nintendo Store model, where instead of making our games backwards compatible, you can just re-buy your games for our system on the PlayStation Store.
Yeah.
And she's like, fuck that, I don't want to do that. I own the game disc, I'd rather just put that in there.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that was, you know, up until the PS3. That's why I liked the PS, like the PlayStation consoles, because I could play my old PS1 games on my PS3, right?
Yeah.
Like I could play, I didn't need to have 3 consoles set up and keep switching cords around and all that kind of stuff. I could just have one console set up and play any of my PlayStation games that I wanted, right?
Yeah. And I mean, like, I didn't mind the idea of digital downloads for games that were no longer in production, like, you know, that I'd never played before.
Yeah, or if they did some kind of an update that substantially changed or improved the game.
Even then, I'm not a fan of reboots. Like, for example, when we ever get to Diablo 2, I'll probably play the original version of Diablo 2 because I own it. And I'm not going to rebuy Diablo 2 again for HD graphics.
Yeah.
It's still the same game. As far as I'm concerned, anyways.
Yeah, well, that's one of my issues with the Fallout 4 update that came out this year too, right? It's still the same old game. If you're playing it on, you know, either vanilla or near vanilla, it's still the same old game. All they did was they made the textures nicer, and you know, like it's definitely a better looking old game, but it's still the same old game. They didn't really add anything very new to it, right?
Yep.
And for something like that, I mean, why not add some content to the game too, right?
They could have. They could have done a lot of things. But oh well. That's just not the way the world works. Hey, look, a regular crown. So now you can see what a regular crown is like. They have, like, I think, between, I want to say 9 and 13 armor, or maybe it's 10 and 13. And they're an okay item. They don't have any stat requirements on them. So, you know.
Yeah, but I know in the old PlayStation days, I had my favorite games too that I really liked, and I liked being able to, you know, like play all of my games on a single console, right?
Yeah. And use all of your software on a single system.
Yeah. But as soon as they went away from that, well, then they lost whatever advantage they might have had over Microsoft with their Xbox Series games and their systems too, right?
Yeah.
Because as far as I can tell, you know, since I own both consoles, as far as I can tell, Xbox just does it better. I'm sorry, people who might not be fans of Microsoft and think they're evil and all that kind of stuff, well, you know what? Just because they're evil, it doesn't mean that they don't make a better console than Sony.
Well, that's okay. We're doing this on a Linux machine right now.
That's right.
So Linux does it the best.
Yep.
Yeah, Linux does it the best.
Yeah.
I've been gaming on Linux for like 12 years now. It didn't always used to be all that good. It used to be kind of rough, right?
Yeah.
Because a lot of things used to not work.
Well, I know that someday, the next time the motherboard in my computer dies and Microsoft decides that I have to update to the next version of Windows in order to install another motherboard.
You're just not going to.
I'm just not going to. I'll consult with you and I'll turn it into a Linux machine too. Because,
yeah, well, the thing
because that's a predatory marketing scam too, right?
Yeah.
You know, like why? In fact, I had to do that. I was perfectly happy with Windows 7. Everything worked fine and all that kind of stuff. And then a couple of years ago, my motherboard died, and all of a sudden, there's no more support for Windows 7. And if I want to use my computer anymore, I have to update to Windows 10.
Yeah, and it was stupid.
And it cost money for one thing.
Fair amount of money too.
And it didn't really benefit me any, you know, to update to a newer operating system because I play games on my computer. I'm not running a business with it or anything like that.
Well, to be honest with you, there's not really that huge of a difference for the systems anyways. I mean, from a programmer's point of view, there's even not really that big of a difference.
Yeah.
Right?
But I didn't particularly appreciate being, you know, like forced to do that, right?
Well, I guess I'd say because with the way Linux is, there's not really releases. I mean, you can get distros who kind of, like, distributions of a Linux that kind of act like there are releases.
Yeah.
But Linux is basically a kernel, and then all of the software runs on top of it. Kernel is like the core of the operating system for people who don't know the terminology. And the entire rest of the software that I run is just the stuff that runs on top of it, and you can just more or less run that continuously for like years and years and years and years and years, and you never have to reinstall anything or upgrade anything.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, hell, I don't think they dropped support for the old 486 processors that came out in like the 90s
Yeah.
until like 2020.
Yeah,
Right.
but that's the thing, though, right? They don't have a predatory business model.
No, they're
basically.
just trying to get their shit to run on as much stuff as possible, really.
And that's what I mean by a predatory business model is that they figure out all sorts of ways to force you to spend more money than what you would need to.
That's right. But I guess what I was trying to make a point of is like Microsoft could have just stuck with Windows 7 the entire time.
Yeah. Wow, you're getting the crap lightninged out of you now.
Yeah, I am. There's a lot of lightning in this area.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. I'll just have to put up with it. The more of these guys I kill, the less lightning there will be.
Yeah.
Yeah, they could have just stuck with Windows 7 and just kept updating it. Hell, for that matter, they could have just stuck with XP and kept updating it. See, all that range damage builds up over time. Even with all these resistances.
Yeah, when you have enough of them shooting at you all at the same time, right? There
That's
you
okay,
go.
I got a level up here.
Yep, you did.
Got some more strength. One of them dropped a healing potion. That's always nice. And we can refill our belt with all the potions that we've been picking up this entire time that we'd never used. Yeah, eventually I'm hoping that I'll get more magic resistance and this will be less of a problem. But you can't really control the drops you get, right?
No.
But yeah, like they could have stuck with Windows 7 or Windows XP and kept running stuff. In fact, some of the software development tool chains that I have and that I run still run on Windows XP, even though it hasn't received updates in years and years and years.
Yeah. Well, that's, you know, something that they do on purpose. I think they do those updates to
Force you to spend money.
yeah, to create a market, right? To force people to spend money. They do it for profit. They're not doing it for the benefit of the users. And a lot of, at least from what I can see, the difference between Windows 7 and Windows 10 was that it took me a little bit to get used to the new interface because it was like much more complicated.
Yeah, they always change the interface on everyone too these days. And it's just like, what the fuck are you doing? Just, you know, Windows has been Windows since like Windows 95, okay?
Yep.
It's been the same interface since Windows 95. Just leave it alone already. And then you should see what Windows 11 is like, because I had to get a new machine for work, you know, that had Windows 11 on it because we were upgrading from Windows 10. And, man, you have to customize the entire fucking interface in order to get it back to Windows 10 looking, because they started off with a thing that looks kind of like the nearest comparable thing I could say is like Mac OS, but not really. It's more like a free desktop on Linux that would be available called KDE, which they basically just copy and pasted and called Windows 11.
Oh, okay.
And it's just screwy. I don't like the interface. I like having my start menu and things like that. I have a start menu even on this Linux system, right? Because that's just the type of user interface I like. And it's just crap. They shouldn't have changed it. They just they change it because somebody has to justify their existence as an employee at Microsoft.
Yeah.
That's why they change it.
Well, you know what? I don't really have a preference one way or another. I just,
Too much
you know,
baggage.
I'm not really a computer guy, and it takes me a while to get used to the way that things are done.
Yeah.
And once I figure out how something works, I wish that it would just stay the same.
Well, and it can stay the same. There's no reason for it to change. But, you know what? As a computer guy, I got over this fucking UI shit, like, years ago. I do everything from the command line now. I don't care.
Yeah. Well, 99% of the rest of us, though, don't know how to do that.
I
so.
know. It's super easy to learn. All of you should learn at least a little bit of how to use a command line for your operating system, because it's super easy to learn. And it's also easier for me to type out instructions on how to fix your computer when something breaks if you know how to use the command line. Because then I don't have to tell you to click here and not there and, you know, all that. Then I can just tell you to type in these things into this random black box and it'll make your computer work again.
Mm-hmm. But anyway, you know what? Apple does the same thing with their tablets too.
Yeah, with their tablets especially. I think their computers, not so much. They've had more or less the same UI since Mac OS X, the first release of Mac OS 10. But, you know, of course they've done some anti-consumer things of their own that are completely different and unrelated to the UI. And, you know, we won't get into that here because we'll be here all day. But, yeah, like, you know, these stupid UI updates, just leave the UI alone, okay?
Yeah, well, the thing I really hated about that was that I just got a new tablet about a year ago, or a little over a year ago, and I still haven't figured out where everything is yet.
Yeah.
You know? I mean, when I first got it, it took me 4 hours to figure out how to enable Wi-Fi.
Yep.
Because it's buried in, like, multiple levels of menus, right?
Yep. Yeah, it's just stupid the way that they screw around with the UIs. Because it's different from your previous tablet's UI too, right?
Well, also though, like, I have an old iPod too, right?
Yep.
And you know, I had to update that about a year or so ago too. And even though I was perfectly happy with the way it was, and I could find what I needed to find, and I could do what I needed. They went and changed the UI on it. Then I had to relearn everything for that too. And it didn't really serve any purpose as far as I could tell.
Yeah, they just do it to waste your time and waste your money.
Well, I didn't even have to spend anything extra. It was just a nuisance.
Yeah.
Right?
It's just stupid. They shouldn't do it. They should never do it. But everyone does because everyone has to justify their existence on the payroll at one of these big tech companies, right? That's why they do it.
Yeah. Well, you would think that in order to spend that kind of money, somebody must be paying attention, though, and go, well, what do we get out of this if we change it?
Yeah, but that somebody is a suit who doesn't understand how computers work and is just trying to get some more dividends to his investors, right?
Uh-huh.
So he doesn't really give a shit what we do as long as we produce a product that he can sell at the end of the day. That's kind of how all software development is.
Oh.
Nobody actually understands what's going on.
So the upper management types are incompetent, that's what you're saying?
Well, because they're business people. They're not computer people.
Oh.
That's the problem. Right? Unless you work for a small company which is built up by like a bunch of other computer guys, they're business people. And your job is to translate business requirements into software. And you're going to do that in like the worst way possible. And that's how you end up with a whole bunch of bloat and a whole bunch of strapped-on modules together where your software breaks every 5 minutes and things just stop working and...
Uh-huh.
Because in order to actually write all that stuff and do that stuff from scratch, it would take like 10 years and millions of dollars. Right? So instead, we're kind of in the ecosystem that we are in now because of that. Oh, that would have been nice.
What?
This amber armor? Then I wouldn't have had to buy this amber armor.
Which one is better?
This one, they're the same for resistances. This one gives me extra hit points.
Oh.
Which is better for resisting magic, worse for melee combat.
Oh.
But it doesn't really matter. I might keep that around, actually. But I'm also going to keep around the Shield of Brilliance, sell the Blade of Structure,
you got
sell
some
the
kind of
long warbow.
Fancy bow that you can't use, too.
What can I do for you?
Yeah, Warrior can never use a long warbow. Not unless I get plus 20 dexterity. So what are we doing here? We're gonna do... check the shop out here. Oh, look, a Bow of Sorcery, Club of Structure. Nothing worthwhile. So we'll go talk to Pepin. And we need to buy a single healing potion.
Only one?
What ails you, my
At
friend?
the rate you've been sucking those back, you'd think that you'd want to have like a whole bunch of them with you.
I buy and keep 8 at a time.
Oh.
Generally, because it forces me to think strategically and try to act in a way that will budget my potions.
Yeah. So what does that amulet do?
That amulet is plus 17 to vitality, so that's going to be like plus 30 to 34 hit points or something like that.
Oh, well, that's good.
Let's see. 34.
Okay. Well, that's good. And you also have an elixir there?
Yep, but I can't use it.
Why not?
Because my dexterity's already maxed.
Oh, so it won't go over.
That's right.
Oh, that's
now
kind
you
of,
see the problem with warrior.
that's kind of a drag.
You will never have enough dexterity as a warrior. It's just not going to happen.
Yeah. It's too bad those don't allow you to go over the ceiling, right?
Would be nice.
Some games that is the case, right? Like if you find, you know, like a what's its item of improving that ability score, if you're already at the max, it'll actually allow you to go over that, right?
Yep.
Some games.
Well, this is the big thing about a warrior, right? Is a warrior is never going to have enough attribute points. So that gives us 33 magic, so if we had a Book of Flash, we could read it. It's the only thing that I know of that takes 33 magic. I'm gonna take that Book of Stone Curse and... or not the Book of Stone Curse, I'm gonna take the Shield of the Sky and sell it now. Because we don't need it anymore. And that'll give us some more money to play with. But yeah, most people who are in the coding business these days, they more or less just glue together pre-made modules for people, right?
Yeah.
So that's pretty much the whole business. Or at least that's the business for a lot of web dev stuff and things like that. Let's see here. What else is over here? Is there anything else over here? Yeah, there's a guy over here.
Wow, hiding in the corner.
Hiding in the corner.
Going, I sure hope that RecV5X doesn't find me.
I'm gonna find him, man. I know I'd already walked past that area, I think, and...
Oh, look, there's a whole whack of them there.
Yeah, well, we're gonna go back. You know, I should have gone south to the other doorway.
Oh, well.
It would have been faster. I think the angle might have been better. Oh, well. I'll just stand here and get shot for my mistake.
Ooh. Cutting it a little close there.
Oh, I gotta make these things stretch.
Yeah.
If only I had a healing spell.
Yeah.
Oh, there's an idea.
You don't have one of them, hey?
There's an idea.
Not enough mana.
Oh, I can't cast Mana Shield. I don't have enough mana to cast Mana Shield.
Oh, well.
Because I saw that mana potion laying there. I'm like, hey, I've got an idea.
Yeah.
Great idea, except it didn't work.
So in this two-player mode, do you get any of the unique quests, like from the innkeeper or...
No, you only get Butcher, and you get Lazarus, and a couple others. You get Butcher, Lazarus. Butcher, Lazarus, I think, is two.
Oh.
You get... Oh, and Leoric.
Yeah.
Butcher, Lazarus, Leoric. Every single game, you'll get Butcher, Lazarus, Leoric. And that's because they had problems in development with randomizing quests and getting them to sync between players, and also problems in development with some quests and quest areas just not working well in multiplayer. I think I actually fucked around with this, trying to mod this game for a while, and I got a couple of those things to work okay in multiplayer. Or at least a couple of the abilities and things to work okay in multiplayer. But yeah, it's quirky. Doesn't always work right. Like the Arcane's Valor quest, if you enable it in multiplayer, you have to complete it before leaving dungeon level 5, or else the entire thing becomes a solid wall and you can't get Arcane's Valor.
Oh.
There's a bunch of other quirks. There's some quirks with dungeon level...
Yeah, because I can remember for the level that you were at when you got it, Arcane's Valor was actually a really good item.
Armor class 25, plus 10 to Vitality, minus 2 or 3 damage from enemies. So yeah, it's better than what I'm wearing right now. But anyways, you see this room here?
Yep.
That room could have had a boss pack in it.
Oh.
We could have just walked down these stairs and had a instant boss fight.
Oh. However...
It's empty. So we're lucky.
Yeah. Well, it's not entirely empty.
I guess it's got blood claws in it. These guys are the worst of the gargoyles, by the way. They hit like a truck. And they're really good at hitting.
Except that neither of them hit you.
Yeah, well, sometimes you get lucky.
Oh, well, if you encounter a whole whack of them, you can actually retreat back to that little room now, right?
Oh, you see this? This is a stairway. There's gonna be no enemies over here until I get past that chest, basically.
Oh.
I don't know exactly how many tiles staircase safety is, but it's quite a few. But I'm actually going to go back and stay near this room. Because I want to stay near this room because this is a relatively safe area, because I can get into this room if I get into trouble. Oh look, we've got more of these guys.
Yep, you still got the lightning guys.
I can't remember if the red ones are weaker or stronger than the blue ones. I think they're weaker.
I gotta pawn some of this stuff.
Really?
That's just a regular composite bow. You don't need to pick that up anyway.
Magical.
Oh, is it?
Yep.
So what did you just drop there then?
Ring mail, which is only worth 250 gold.
Oh.
Or 5 healing potions.
Oh. Oh, there's a whole bunch of them.
It's okay, I killed one. It's also easier, too, if you hit as hard as I do, because you can just keep hitting them, and then they get stunned, and they can't hit you back.
Yeah, it looks like the red ones are a little weaker. You don't have to hit them as many times.
Not only that, but I can actually hit them. Of course, they still have a pretty good chance to hit me, because I don't have any plate mail. Yeah, that gargoyle will take a chance to set up, or to catch up, so we're actually going to step backwards and take out the lightning throwing guy first. And actually, if we go back up to town, right now, all of these gargoyles will activate.
Oh, really?
And start walking towards me across the level.
Wow, you missed a chest down there, too.
I didn't miss it, I see it. I just ain't going towards it. You gotta focus on killing the enemy first and getting the loot second.
Oh. There's one in that little...
Yep.
Yeah.
Because you always want to focus on killing the enemy first, because it's so easy to get ambushed.
Oops. Some kind of a weapon popped out of there?
Yep, just a regular mace.
Oh.
I can't carry anymore.
I don't want your rags, anyways.
Yeah, can't carry anymore.
Totally mispredicted the angle that he was going to approach at. But as you see, I try to start swinging before they get to me.
Yeah. Well, it lets you get the first hit in, right?
That's right. I actually want to let this guy in and get the first hit on me, because then he'll stand there and I can try to attack him. Whereas these guys will just keep walking forward, so you can just keep hitting them over and over.
That reminds me of a cartoon I saw a long time ago, because they used to have cartoons in the newspaper.
Yep.
And the kid's in the principal's office, and he goes, "Well, I thought he was going to hit me, so I hit him back first."
This is a really tiny room.
Yep.
Kind of makes you wonder why the hell this room is even in existence to begin with.
Well, when you look at the fact that you're in caves like this, it kind of makes you wonder why those rooms exist anyway. Right? It's one of those things that you have to just not think about if you're going to get the...
It was just used as a pen.
Yeah.
For animals, obviously. Maybe it was dug by dwarves, even though dwarves don't exist in this universe. It was dug by dwarves.
Oh.
They were keeping their animals penned there. Yeah, that makes a lot more sense. Just make up some bullshit excuse like that. You see, those guys hit pretty hard, eh?
Yeah. Well, these narrow hallways kind of work for you, though.
Yep. And I've cornered that guy. Yeah, well, not every cave's complex is wide open with lava flows and things like that. Some of them can be pretty tight. It just kind of depends.
Well, you've got the wall of defense there.
Yep. Although they can still hit me and hurt me. See that? That one healing potion barely did anything?
Yeah.
That's the variable effect of healing potions.
Oh.
But for a warrior, it's still worth it to use them. And it's worth it on your budget to use them, too.
Yeah, I think you were saying before that the warrior gets the most benefit out of the small healing potions.
And out of healing spells in general, too.
Yeah. Well, you're down to your last 3 now.
That's okay, I've got those rejuvenation potions. And I can't cast spells anyway, so I'm just going to treat them like healing potions. Staff of Flame Wave. That's more like Staff of piss everything off in the level and get nothing done. Oh, and these guys are immune to fire anyways, so you couldn't hit them with Flame Wave anyways. These guys are immune to magic, which basically means they're not immune to anything. Because there's only like one spell, there are 2 spells that do magic damage in the whole game, and one of them is useless. And the other one of them sucks.
Okay.
See, but they don't have anywhere near the amount of hit points that those toad guys had, right?
No. No, you usually, if you hit them 2 or 3 times, that's usually enough, right?
Yeah. Well, in the, I guess, the remains of the Diablo community, I don't know if you can call, like, 5 people, 6 people who still play this game a community anymore. But, we call them fatties.
Oh.
Right? Because they're like big fatties and they take 1,000,000 hits to kill.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want that small axe because it might sell.
But first you have to get rid of some stuff.
Yeah, and I'll have to buy 3 more healing potions.
Hello, my friend. Stay a while and listen.
Ugh. Why all the fucking fire resistance bows all of a sudden?
Well, what can I do for you?
Yeah, I'm just gonna sell both of those. Sell that Sword of Bashing. I think Bashing gives you a slight bonus to chance to hit, but it's not particularly significant.
Oh.
Apparently I'm still carrying around that Amber Armor of the Wolf.
Yeah, you are.
Forgot to drop it.
What can I do for you?
What do you have, Griswold? You have jack shit. So go fuck yourself. We still have a town portal scroll.
What ails you, my friend?
There's our 3 healing potions. Yeah, and I do 21 to 30 points of damage with that bastard sword now. That means at top of my damage range, I could stun lock the the hardest enemy to kill on normal difficulty, which is level 30. Because in order to stun lock an enemy, you have to do damage equal to their level.
Wow.
And the toughest enemy you can encounter on normal difficulty is level 30. But I'm gonna buy 2 more of these town portal scrolls. Maybe she has a book of town portal. No, she just has books of useless crap.
Yeah. Does it actually say Book of Useless Crap?
Yep. I know it looks like it starts with an F, and I know it looks like it ends with a W. but it's definitely useless crap. It's just like, you know, like Anglo-Saxon word for useless crap.
Oh.
There you go.
Who'd have known?
Well, thankfully, you have a highly educated person like me to tell you.
Uh-huh.
Alright. There's my town portal scrolls.
Now you can pick up that whatever it is.
Yeah, it's just a small axe, so it's a garbage piece of equipment anyways, but it might have an enchantment on it that will sell for a lot of money at this level.
Oh, here comes another...
Of course, it could also be cursed. I mean, who knows? It would be nice if we'd get more rings and shit.
Well, it looks like you got a mixed group of enemies there.
Oh yeah, do you see how the gargoyles are flying around now that I've been back to town?
Yep.
Going back to town wakes them all up. Okay, we gotta go back, because those guys are too good at combat. But yeah, every time you go back to town, all of a sudden all the gargoyles in the universe wake up. They just know that you casted town portal damage. I think that's a bug, by the way. Yeah.
Yet another bug.
Yeah, yet another bug. Well, there wasn't, you know, they released 9 patches for this game, which was kind of unprecedented, I guess, back in the 90s.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Well, when you think about it, this was one of the more complex games that I can remember from around this time, too, because from around this time, games were still pretty simple, right? Compared to what they are now.
There's a boss down there. From the volume of that lightning fire?
Yeah.
How much you want to bet? Oh, look, a scroll of mana
shield. There you go. You can use that. Yeah.
Yeah, and it'll get taken out in like one hit.
Will it?
No, it might take 2. I guess we'll see. Thankfully, the bug that made you take excessive amounts of damage when your mana shield broke is gone now, I think.
Oh.
They patched that out as well. There's a lot of more bugs that people don't know about that I haven't described here that they patched out of the game. But I guess you could always install an older version of the game and see them. That's another thing you can't do these days, is install older versions of games. At least not easily. It's a big, huge process now, because everybody wants you to be up to date all the time, and it's such bullshit. Sometimes you just want to run an older version of the game. Like, most of the mods that were ever made for Diablo 1 here, they were actually made for version 1.07. And this version is the GOG version, but it comes up as 1.09. I think in the last episode it actually came up as 1.10, but for whatever reason now it just displays as 1.09. Doesn't really matter though, because it's the same version of the game, nothing changed. It's just, you know, GOG release crap. But yeah. Less mods were made for this version of the game, and so it was nice to be able to have 2 separate installs of the game and just downgrade the version for one, so you could play all the mods. But the thing is, too, is you don't really need to have the latest version of something unless you're talking about, like, cybersecurity or something like that.
Yeah.
And the rest of the time, especially if you don't connect the device to the internet, you don't need security.
Yeah, well, that's what happened when I resurrected my Xbox One, is that it wouldn't even let me boot the game unless I updated everything,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And so, of course, then I had to, you know, I lost any save games that I had on it from before, and I had to rebuild my modded list.
Yeah, basically you got fucked.
And a lot of the mods that I had from before that I kind of liked basically no longer existed because they were irrevocable. I can't even say that word.
Irrevocably
destroyed by the update. And you know, actually, it was funny because when I browse the mod section in there, every now and then I'll click on a mod that's in there, and it'll kick you out. And it'll kick me back out to the main menu because that mod was also destroyed by the update, but it hasn't been taken down by the owner.
Yeah,
you know. And I don't know whether the ones that I had before were that are no longer there. I don't know whether they were taken down by the owners or whether they were just taken down by the whoever, you know,
moderates Bethesda's mod shit.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, I mean, think about it this way, right? Like, because this game ran on Windows 95, right?
Yeah.
And I actually had a Windows 95 PC for a time. I don't have it anymore, sadly. I kind of wish I'd kept it now, but if I booted up that Windows 95 PC, do you think I care that Windows 95 is like 30 years out of date at this point? Or do you think I care that Windows 95 is going to run this game?
Yeah.
Right?
Well, that's why I did a little research and figured out how to block updates for my PC versions of Fallout 4 and Skyrim,
Yeah.
right? You know, then that way I can't have any forced downloads of
Because they don't have file permissions.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll have to show me that again, because I want to archive that knowledge.
I actually posted that procedure on in our community section.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm going to archive that knowledge, I think.
Yeah. Well, I didn't post a step-by-step procedure how to do it, but there's about a 2.5-minute
Video.
YouTube video put up by a guy, and what I did was I just posted his name.
Yep.
So that if you search, you know, that guy's name, you'll be able to find that video, right?
Yep. Yeah, and that's just posted on our community tab.
Yep. And it basically blocks involuntary uploads, and you'd have to actually reverse that procedure if you did want to update. Right?
Yeah. Well, the thing is, too, is, you know, we were talking about command line knowledge earlier. Well, it's not exactly command line, but you have to use the Steam console in order to actually download older versions of games anyways, which is kind of like typing out command line commands anyways.
Yeah.
So just having that command line type experience, like, will allow you to download and retrieve older versions of games if you want to, which doesn't really matter for a lot of games that are online these days, but if you wanted an older version of Skyrim, for example, right, you could use it for that, or an older version of another single-player game you had.
Yeah.
You could use it for that.
What I do also is that as soon as I knew that the update was coming out, I made a backup of my entire Fallout 4 folder.
Yep.
Like the whole thing.
Yeah, you just threw it into a 7-zip archive.
I just compressed it, and then I put, you know, like I have an archive of it, and I actually update that archive periodically too.
Yep.
You know, like once a month or something, I'll make a new compressed version of it and delete older ones, right?
It takes a couple hours, but it's better than losing everything that you've ever
what
done.
you do is you start the process, and then
you go to bed, or
you go to bed, or
something,
go eat supper, or you know, some other thing, watch a movie or something like that, right?
Yeah.
You know, like it's not something that you need to sit there and supervise. So it's not terribly difficult, and you just use whatever you know, zip tool that you prefer.
Yep.
Of which there are many. And that way, if you do somehow manage to get an accidental or a forced update to a game that wrecks your game,
You can just delete that folder
you just delete the entire folder and then just
unpack it from your archive.
unpack it from your archive, and you've got the old version of the game all over again with all your mods intact and everything, right?
And that's really the way that it should... I mean, the way it should be is they just shouldn't force updates on you.
Yeah, they should be strictly voluntary. They could send you a notice saying that an update is available and explain what the update does, but it should be up to the user whether they actually want the update.
Yeah, the whole idea of automatic updates in general is an extremely toxic thing.
Yeah, well,
Yep.
again, though, that's what I call a predatory business model, too,
Yeah.
right? That's all part of that.
I mean, if I'm running a server, I might want to update my networking stack in order to stop hackers from getting into my shit, right? And to stop security vulnerabilities. But other than that, like, there's not really much reason to update.
Yeah.
You know,
Well-
update your networking stack, update the operating system kernel core, but none of the software needs to get updated as long as the APIs for the operating system kernel core and the networking stack don't change.
Yeah. And for you, like, let's say if you install your Fallout 4 game, well, you might as well install the most recent update, because it doesn't make any difference to you. You didn't have the game before anyways, right?
Well, I'm also going to be installing from GOG anyways, and I can get some older versions of games too from GOG anyways.
I think, though, if you want something like Fallout London, you have to have the most recent, because actually what happened was when the update came out, it completely broke Fallout London, and the developers of that actually had to go back and spend several extra months
Just redoing a bunch of crap.
redoing a bunch of stuff so that it would work with the new updated game, right?
Yeah, which is terrible.
And they basically posted on their website, like, thanks a lot for telling us that, Bethesda, right?
Yeah, it was the update apocalypse.
Yeah.
So we have booby ladies.
Oh, do you?
We do. And in this version of the game, they're not wearing a bra.
Oh.
And I'm totally not going to black box over it, because I don't care. It's like a game from 1996.
That was so tiny that I couldn't even tell anyway. Maybe if you use the zoom function.
Yeah, there you go. We'll use the zoom function. Give everybody a good view.
Yeah. Well, is it even,
Hello, my friend.
what do they call it? Anatomically accurate, though?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh,
Really?
what can I do for you?
It's one of those things that just slip past the sensors,
Oh,
I guess.
well, maybe because it's a little tiny thing, right?
And nobody could make it out,
Nobody
yeah.
could make it out. Because, you know, even on this screen, what is that screen? It's like a 30-inch screen that you're playing
Yep.
on there, and I'm sitting about 6 feet from it. And all those figures look like they're about an inch tall. And they're little tiny, you know, pixelated things, right? You know?
Yeah.
So what are you looking at there?
Nothing.
Nothing?
There's nothing really particularly of interest there. I mean, that male might be nice, but it's also 27,000.
I mean,
and
I
I'm
can-
sure I'll find something.
I can generally tell when you change armors, like from a leather-based armor to a metal-based armor, and if you were to go to like a heavy armor or something, I'd be able to tell the difference, right? But I can't really make out any details from here.
That's okay. We will slide across the screen. There you go. That's another bug.
Oh, okay, yeah,
What ails you?
There's always more bugs.
yeah.
This is Diablo. It's a bug fest.
But the expectation for a lot of detail, character detail and that kind of thing wasn't there in this game either, though, because back then nobody was able to make something that had a lot of character detail, right?
Although then again, you also have to look at how detailed this is compared to the games at the time.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely. This game was,
Far more detailed.
yeah, well, it was basically a step up from
Oh, you know what?
From anything that had ever... Oh, what did you do now? You decided you wanted to waste another
Yep.
town portal?
I did. So that I could switch armors.
Oh. Do you have another one now?
Yep.
Or did you burn them all up?
I have one more.
Oh, okay.
That's just because Succubi hit hard.
Wow, and there's like a whole lot of them there.
Yep. So what we're going to do is we're going to walk over here because they have to walk around the corner to come and see us.
Oh, okay, yeah. So you're going to hide in that little corner there where they can't shoot you. They actually have to come close enough to you.
That's right. And we've got kind of a little area cleared out here where we can corner them. And so the trick is you want to corner them like this. And then if they're in like a corner like that, or a corner down here, against that thing there, if we can get her to line up with the perfect corner, then we can just hack her to death. Sometimes, too, you might be able to hack them to death if you have a good chance to hit, or a fast attack rate.
Yeah, it looks like those hurt.
They do, and we have 53% resist magic.
Wow. I can just imagine what those would be like if you didn't have that.
Yep.
Oh, it looks like they have a range, though. That one kind of fizzled out before it got to you, eh?
Because she shot the cave.
Oh.
There we go. We got her lined up to where she needed to be. Oh, we've got Obsidian Lords.
Oh, and some kind of an important-looking book.
Yeah, it's another one of those lore books.
Is it another one of those lore books?
Yep. See, without my gamma turned up, these guys just look totally black.
Yeah, I see that.
Even with the gamma looked up, they look quite dark.
Aren't they like a dark gray anyway?
Yeah, they're like a dark charcoal gray with some like dark red spots in them.
Yeah, because I seem to remember that.
Oh, we have a booby lady coming. She dead.
Yeah. Still can't see much. I don't know what they were worried about, really.
Yeah, I don't know, but they went out of their way to censor it. On the
I mean, this
PlayStation
isn't
version.
this isn't the kind of game that you're going to want your 10-year-old to play anyway. You know?
What? You wouldn't want your 10-year-old to play Diablo?
No, probably not.
It's a lot less violent than most modern games.
Yeah, but at the time, though,
I know, I know. I don't know.
I always considered games like of this type to be more of an adult-oriented type of thing anyway. I mean, it's the same thing with Fallout 4. I don't know why, and Skyrim and other more modern games like that. I don't know why they're so worried about this sort of thing, because they should be, you know, adult games that only adults are playing anyway.
Okay, we need to get them around the corner here because they're shooting the crap out of me.
And it just makes me, you know, laugh to think that people might object to, you know, like some revealing armor sets that don't actually even really show anything.
Yeah.
When, you know, you're playing a game where they drop the F-bomb every 30 seconds and, you know, like they depict drug and alcohol abuse and, you know, like I'm playing the Xbox version of the game now again where when you shoot somebody in the head, it's really, really gory and explodes their skull and stuff like that, right?
Yep.
Because I actually have that turned off in my PC game.
Although you didn't turn it off because you were offended by gore. You turned it off because you had a bug with your...
I had a bug where my character would get covered in gore and it wouldn't go away, right?
Yep.
And so the only way to do that was to turn that off, and as a result it also turned off dismemberments and that kind of thing too, right?
Yep.
But the way I see it is that, you know, like being able to, you know, like blow somebody's leg off and blood sprays everywhere and that kind of thing, I mean, how is that less objectionable, right?
Yeah, well, you know, it's just cultural quirks, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay, she's in the key position. We've got her in the corner. Okay, we gotta take care of these guys first. So we finish killing her. Can't even see that she's there, except for the fact that she's shooting me. If I could level up once, I'd get more chance to hit because of my character level, and then it'd be easier to kill these guys.
You're almost out of potions.
Yeah, I am. It sucks. Succubi levels suck. Literally. Oh, good. Armor upgrade. Won't be much good to us on this dungeon level, though.
Well, unless it has magical properties, right?
It doesn't. But we'll be equipping it after we get past the Succubi. Basically, we have our magic resistance armor now, and we have our physical combat armor.
Yeah. Well, won't there be, like, sorcerers or something no later?
Yeah, but, you know, whatever. They only have fire attacks, so...
Oh.
Remember that spit ranged attack is a magic attack.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like, just stop for a second while I change my armor, right?
Hey, these are old video game quirks that you just love.
Well,
It's
I don't
old
know.
video
I mean,
game logic.
those sorts of things are still, you know, like, around, right? Like, don't you remember the people who made the comedy videos about Skyrim where the Dragonborn is battling the bandit? And going like, you're just a bandit. And they're all like, how can you be so tough? And the bandit says, yeah, but I'm a bandit, whatever it is, right?
Yeah,
like
yeah,
the
yeah,
highest
yeah.
level one. And he says, well, just a second. And then you see him laying there, and he's got like a loaf of bread and a bunch of apples and
Some
a
healing
ham
potions.
and like all that food, right?
Yep, yep.
And he eats all that food to heal again.
No, I think he washed it down with a healing potion.
Yeah, and then yeah, but anyway.
We still can't cast that town portal spell, by the way.
No.
We still don't have enough mana. See? If it's grayed out, I can't cast it. Although I might be able to cast Mana Shield. No, I can't cast Mana Shield now either. Damn it.
Well, you're down to your last potion now.
Oh, it'll be fine. I'm sure it'll be fine. There's a lot of these guys over here.
Yeah.
There, now I have an elixir of strength.
Yeah.
That'll keep me going.
Why, does elixir of strength also heal you?
Fuck no.
Oh.
Double cast our town portal.
Yeah.
I don't think we have anything to identify. We have this useless great helm to sell.
Whoa, what can I do for you?
Because I have that crown, which is better. And then we don't have anything worth buying in here, because we just got that field plate.
Well, and now you're going to have to buy a whole bunch of potions again.
Yeah, I'll buy 16.
What ails you, my friend?
Yeah, because you're going through them at a alarming rate.
It's only because of the magic damage.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm sure I could be better with my positioning and more cautious and not open myself up to all these attacks.
I know. I know when I'm playing for the channel too, I tend to play less cautiously than I would. Because the cautious way may result in fewer deaths and that kind of thing, but it's also not as fun to watch, right? Because nobody wants to watch you sit up on top of a building and sneak over and look over the edge and fire one shot and then sneak back, right?
I mean...
Or the equivalent of it, right?
Or maybe they do. That field plate sucks.
Well, maybe you should sell it then.
The thing is, though, the splint mail is plus 20 dexterity, so it would be higher AC than that field plate.
Yeah.
But I'm also likely to find something, and it would cost basically all of our resources and gold right now in order to get that, so... But I will sell this Crimson Staff of Brilliance. We don't need that right now. But it would cost all of our resources, and I'd get plus 20% chance to block from that too, so that'd be nice, but... Again, I'd still have to switch armors back and forth anyways for the magic resistance. Because this is 40% resist magic.
I sense a soul in
Succubi are why I got my resist magic armor, by the way. Just for them. I'm gonna sell that mana potion too.
I sense a soul in search of answers.
For 12 gold.
Wow. That's efficient.
I got tired of it sitting there. I mean, it's been sitting there for like 3 games. Like 3 episodes now. It had to go. Don't need to repair anything yet.
So you're actually going to carry this armor along with you?
Yep. And we're going to switch to it right now. Because being like 20 points heavier armored makes a big difference. Right, I can just stand here and I don't have to run back to that doorway. Because I've got 82 armor now. Which is okay. It's not great, but it's okay. That's how you can tell a chest is small. You can't even see the chest anymore.
Yeah, it's completely covered.
Covered in corpses.
Yeah.
Welcome to Diablo, where everything is covered in corpses. There was something back there. That's a flail, I think. Flail? Flail. I did pick out the word flail. I think this is going to be a dead end back here. That's why I'm coming back here. So they resist lightning and they're immune to magic. In other words, they resist lightning.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't help them much because you don't use magical attacks much anyway. It's not like resist magic in Skyrim, though, where it's basically resist all, right?
That's right. Magic is a specific effect in this game. It's like non-elemental arcane offensive spells. Basically. If you needed a mouthful word to say that, or a mouthful sentence to describe that.
Yeah. However, you did an admirable job of describing it, so that people will understand the difference.
How excellent of me.
Yeah.
Boy, we're getting like all kinds of two-handed swords now. So two-handed swords are a crap item. They do 8 to 16 damage. Whereas this bastard sword does 6 to 15. And you can't use a shield with them. They have really high durability.
Yep.
That's about it. That's all you can say that's good about them. Oh, and they attack faster than a two-handed axe.
Yeah.
But obviously they have all the same restrictions that a sword has, so you can't use them against undead.
Wow, look at all those.
Yeah, that's probably a boss pack. We're going to switch back to our magic resistance gear. And we're going to try to string them out. Just kind of get them to follow us. Long distance. We're going to have a long distance relationship with these succubi. Let's see if we drew a couple of them out from the pack now. Maybe kill a few. Except I can't walk past her because of how stupid the layout of that area is. What I want to do is push her into the top right corner. Yeah, she's way tougher than normal, so this is a boss pack. I was correct.
I'll bet you wish you had that.
That's the boss.
I bet you wish you had that firewall now.
I do, actually. I do wish that I had that firewall now. But I might be able to cheese it. Okay, can I shoot there? Oh, yeah.
Yep. You can shoot her and she can't shoot you. Why is that?
It's because her magic shot is wider than my arrow.
Oh.
That's why. And so her arrow is still partially clipping with the side of the wall there.
Oh.
Of course, I can't hit the boss from here. I can only hit that one.
Oh.
Yeah, this is where the firewall would be super useful.
Yeah. Is this really the most efficient way to kill them?
No. But they only resist magic, and this bow does fire damage, so I'm doing extra damage to them.
Yeah.
So, we'll just keep doing this now that we're here. This bow happens to have a fucking fire effect on it, so it happens to actually be a half-decent weapon for this purpose.
Yeah.
Just because of that.
Well, what I found with those things is that if you're willing to stand still and exchange fire with them, at least with the rogue, I have the advantage, right? Because I can deal damage faster than they can.
Well, also this, you know that fire arrow bug I was telling you about, where a fire arrow hits 6 or more times?
Yeah.
Yeah, that also applies to bows. So this bow does like a ridiculous amount of 1 to 6 fire damage 6 times. Lightning weapons are actually worse. Lightning weapons do way more damage. In case you were wondering.
Oh, so if you ever find a bow of lightning, that's definitely something you want, eh?
Yeah, except I need to find a way to get chance to hit. Because I won't be able to effectively use a bow on other difficulties.
Wow, look at that. There's a whole bunch more of them hiding in the back there.
Oh, that's okay. We'll just kind of stand over here. I guess we'll take out the bow again.
Oh, you're gonna break your bow.
No, I'm not. Problem solved. Now I can shoot the boss. Although she might be immune to fire. Can I move one more closer? I can. And this way I don't have to get shot in the face by her over and over again.
Yeah. Yeah, even if you have to shoot her a lot, you still will come out on top in this one.
Eventually. That's basically why you carry a bow as a warrior, is for this situation. I think I got this bow off King Leoric. So, it's just a random crap bow from level 3.
Except not so crappy.
I mean, you might notice I still struggle to hit her.
Yeah.
Because my chance to hit isn't high enough.
But if that bow were in the hands of a rogue, it would probably be a much more effective weapon, right?
Oh yeah, it would be like a weapon of kill everything.
And I don't have that in our playthrough. I don't have a high-powered weapon like that.
Yeah, I'm almost certain she's resistant to fire with how long this is taking.
Yeah.
I think she's immune to fire.
Oh well,
so.
you can corner her there and chop her into little pieces now.
Oh, or maybe
Maybe it was
working.
Yeah.
And I went and got shot for no reason.
Yeah.
Damn it. But you can never tell with these things, right? Because this is long before they started displaying enemy health bars in games. It's okay, there's a corner over here. She's gonna run out of room. Go ahead, walk backwards. There's the corner over there. I have no fear of you. Potion of mana. Kinda gonna start picking these up now in case I find a book of healing. There was a book of heal other around here, but I'm not gonna pick that up. It's not worth it.
I'm surprised that you haven't found a book of healing yet.
You're not guaranteed to find it.
Ah, did you just close the door in his face? Or
No,
what?
he charged into the door because he's a retard.
Oh. Oh, they managed to come around from behind you somehow.
Yeah, there's a passageway that they can take, but it's only one wide both ways, so I don't really care.
Too much baggage.
There's that book of heal leather. A magic two-handed sword. Now that'll sell for a lot of money. Completely worthless item, but it'll sell for a lot of money.
Well, you never know. Maybe it'll have a really good effect.
I doubt it. It's not even the best two-handed weapon available.
So it's not going to help you win the arms race.
No, probably not.
Oh wow, look at that! You got them coming from every direction now.
Yep. That's okay. We'll just walk through this way. We just want to make sure we have a way out, right? And that nobody's behind us. These guys are ridiculously tough. What was that? Breastplate? I know what we can do. Breastplate. Just resort the old inventory. Now, breastplates suck. They don't have enough armor. But, you know, it is what it is.
Hello, my friend.
Sword of Speed. That would be really useful for killing succubi.
Uh-huh. So there you go. See, not all two-handed swords are bad.
All two-handed swords are bad. Even that two-handed sword is bad. It's just my equipment sucks.
Whoa,
So we're going to sell that Plate of the Wolf because it's crap, and it sells for a lot. That Helm of Precision there is something I might want to hang on to. Even though it's lower armor, it boosts my dexterity a whole ton. So if we encounter Blood Knights on level 13, that might be a go-to item. And the Sword of Speed, I guess we'll just kind of keep around for a while.
It looks like you're going to have to drop some of your gold.
Yeah, well, I'm going to drop this helmet for now. You kind of also want to hoard dexterity equipment, right?
Yep.
And the reason is because you never know when you'll need it. Because if you don't get good equipment drops, the only thing standing between you and certain death is your shield. You need to be able to block.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just going to go and get healed by Pepin here. Just because this area does so much damage, and we'll buy 6 healing potions.
What ails you, my friend?
We'll buy 3, because I got to pick up those mana potions. Well, I guess I don't have to pick up the mana potions. Fuck the mana potions.
Oh, so we're at 1 hour and 44 minutes.
Yeah, well, we're almost done this. We just gotta finish this level and then we're done. And we are a decent chunk done this level. Be a little longer episode. It's kind of how these things are going.
Yeah. Well, I was just reminding you in case you had a limit in mind, right?
Yeah, not really. I'm more or less just playing this by dungeon levels at this point.
Well, somebody's hitting the crap out of you there.
No, I'm standing in an acid pool and I didn't move.
Oh, you shouldn't do that.
I'm gonna do that. I like the way it makes me feel.
Oh.
It makes me feel alive.
Yeah, but it'll wreck your boots.
Yeah, that's sure. It will wreck my boots. This feels like a long, skinny, narrow level. With the way this has turned out, isn't it?
Well, it looks like there's a set of rooms up there, but I don't see a passageway into them.
Well, hopefully we didn't get
it must be like way up to the other side there, and then you gotta come all the way back, right?
Yeah. Well, hopefully we didn't get a level that was totally divided in half. That's something that used to be able to happen pre-patch.
Oh.
You'd get a level that is completely divided in half, and there's just no fixing it.
Oh.
No completing it. You're just stuck.
Oh, really? You mean like there's no pathway to it?
Yeah, you could get through the level if you knew the teleport spell or the phasing spell.
Oh, okay. That must have been just an oversight, right? They probably patched that out.
Yeah, various bugs in, like, dungeon layout generation stuff. You know, it happens.
Mm-hmm.
Probably like a single line fix. But single line fixes can be hard to fix, actually, because they can be hard to find. It's usually the bigger bugs that are, like, multiple lines that are more obvious on how to fix, because you just rewrite the whole thing and you're like, oh yeah, I understand why that was wrong. It's single line fixes that are always the little gotchas.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think I see a door. Or is this a pathway that goes into that area?
Yeah, there's a little pathway up here, too. And then that doorway up there connects.
Yeah. Because I don't remember, even when I was playing it on the console, I don't remember ever running into that bug that you were describing.
Well, the console is based off of a later patch version. And also, as you can tell, too, from the lack of other bugs, they extensively patched the console version further, too, right?
Yeah.
So, like, things like this, to avoid projectiles, doesn't exist anymore, and a bunch of other subtle bugs like that.
Uh-huh.
You're still cornered if you stand there.
Yeah, still hurts you quite a bit, though.
Yeah, well, that's because my chance to hit is only 80. And 80 is not a good chance to hit as you're starting to learn.
Mm-hmm.
We'll switch armors. And that's why I bought this retarded amber sword for magic resistance.
Huh.
Because I didn't have any.
And now you have some.
That's right. Level up. Now I can wear the heaviest armor in the game if it were ever to appear.
Yeah. You need something that's acid puddle resistant.
Actually, what I need is to put on my plate mail again. Yeah, all it takes is one bad level to slow you down, eh?
Yeah.
But yeah, back in the day, I used to just sit down and I would play this game from like level 1 to level 16 in one sitting.
Yeah.
That's what I used to do.
I was never as fanatically into this game as you.
You have to really like killing things and really not care a whole lot about story at all.
Yeah, but it wasn't just that. I mean, it's just that, you know, like I played the game through a few times and I enjoyed it. It was fun, but I don't know what happened. It just never hooked me the way that it did you.
Yo, basically what drew me and what fixed me in place on this game was the combat mechanics, right? The strategic positioning and all the little tricks and things like that. That's the kind of thing that I like in a game.
Yeah.
And I guess, too, this game is a lot like a genre of games that you would call a roguelike. Right? So games like Telengard are where this game draws its roots from, for example.
Yeah, I used to have that game. I honestly don't remember even what it was like anymore.
Well, it was kind of like you're one guy and you're crawling your way through a dungeon, and if you die, it's permadeath, and you pick up equipment and you learn spells and you kill monsters and you get your way through the dungeon.
Yeah.
And I can't remember how many levels it was. I was thinking it was like 50 or something like that.
Yeah. I used to have another one, too, that was really old. Well, I don't know whether it was from that time or even before that, called the Temple of Ra.
Hmm.
In fact, I had that one on the Commodore 64.
I'm not familiar with that one, but the one that I am familiar with is one called Rogue, which was made for Unix systems, which I still have, actually. I have it installed on this system because you can just install Rogue and Rogue remakes pretty freely on Linux systems. Why am I carrying around a scrolled Fireball? Fireball sucks. But yeah, so you can still play, and I mean, they're basically entirely text-based. Your character is represented by like a little @ character. And you walk around and you attack things and you do your business like that. But it's the same kind of idea as Diablo, really. You're still just going through a dungeon that is X number of floors and trying to kill everything before they kill you and trying to explore and get through it, and that's it. And I like that. I like that kind of game.
Yeah.
Because there's not a lot to it. There's not a lot that goes wrong with it. It's just a good, solid game. You spend your time killing shit and exploring dungeon passages. I like that. That's also why I played D&D back in the day. I like that too.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, I guess about this time, I didn't have so much time for gaming either.
Yeah.
You know, like I was working 60-hour weeks, and the place where I worked was actually far enough out of town that I was spending an hour driving there and back each day too.
Yeah, that's pretty brutal.
And so it was like a 14+ hour day, you know, 6 days a week kind of thing, right?
Yep.
So I didn't have much spare time for this sort of thing then.
But anyways, we are done. So next level is level 13. We'll be doing level 13, 14, 15, and 16 next time.
Well, you've caught up to where our co-op playthrough is now.
I have, in 3 episodes.
Yep. They've been long episodes, though.
Ugh. You ready?
I'm ready.
So, until next time.
I am Sandman99.
And I'm RecV5. Have a good one.